I have to ask, Apple just announced a mixed reality headset called Vision Pro for $3,500, available in early 2024. What do you think about this headset?
Well, I saw the materials when they launched. I haven't gotten a chance to play with it yet, so kind of take everything with a grain of salt. But a few high level thoughts. I mean, first, um, I do think that this is a certain level of validation for the category, right? Where when we were the primary folks out there before saying, "Hey, I think that this." Virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, this is going to be a big part of the next computing platform. I think having Apple come in and share that vision will make a lot of people who are fans of their products really consider that. And then, of course, the $3,500 price. On the one hand, I get it with all the stuff that they're trying to pack in there. On the other hand, a lot of people aren't going to find that to be affordable. So I think that there's a chance that them coming in actually increases demand for the overall space, and that Quest 3 is actually the primary beneficiary of that, because a lot of the people who might say, "Hey, this, I'm going to give another consideration to this," or now I understand maybe what mixed reality is more, and Quest 3 is the best one on the market that I can afford, and it's great also, right? I think that's and in our own way, I think there are a lot of features that we have where we're leading on, so I think that I think is going to be that could be quite good, and then obviously over time the companies are just focused on somewhat different things, right? Apple has always I think focused on building really kind of high-end things, whereas our focus has been on we have a more democratic ethos. We want to build things that are accessible to a wider number of people. We've sold tens of millions of Quest devices. My understanding, just based on rumors, I don't have any special knowledge on this, is that Apple is building about 1 million of their device, right? So just in terms of like what you kind of expect in terms of sales numbers, I just think that this is, Quest is going to be the primary thing that people in the market will continue using for the foreseeable future. And then obviously over the long term, it's up to the companies to see how well we each executed the different things that we're doing. But we kind of come at it from different places. We're very focused on social interaction, communication, being more active, right? So there's fitness, there's gaming, there are those things. Whereas I think a lot of the use cases that you saw in Apple's launch material were more around, people sitting, people looking at screens, which are great. I think that you will replace your laptop over time with a headset. But I think in terms of kind of how the different use cases that the companies are going after, they're a bit different for where we are right now.
Yeah, so their gaming wasn't a big part of the presentation, which is interesting. It feels like mixed reality gaming is such a big part of that. It was interesting to see it missing in the presentation.
Well, I mean, look, there are certain design trade-offs in this where, I think they made this point about not wanting to have controllers, which on the one hand, there's a certain elegance about just being able to navigate the system with eye gaze and hand tracking. And by the way, you'll be able to just navigate Quest with your hands too, if that's what you want.
One of the things I should mention is that the capability from the cameras to with computer vision to detect certain aspects of the hand, allowing you to have a controller that doesn't have that ring thing.
Yeah, the hand tracking in Quest 3 and the controller really nice. Tracking is a big step up from the last generation. And one of the demos that we have is basically an MR experience teaching you how to play piano, where it basically highlights the notes that you need to play, and it's like it's hands, it's no controllers. Mm-hmm. But I think if you care about gaming, having a controller allows you to have a more tactile feel and allows you to capture fine motor movement much more precisely than what you can do with hands without something that you're touching. So again, I think it's there are certain questions which are just around what use cases are you optimizing for. Um, I think if you want to play games, then I think then I think you want to design the system in a different way, and we're more focused on kind of social experiences, entertainment experiences. Whereas if what you want is to make sure that the text that you read on a screen is as crisp as possible, then you need to make the design and cost trade-offs that they made that lead you to making a $3,500 device. So I think that there is a use case for that for sure, but I just think that the companies we've basically made different design trade-offs to get to the use cases that we're trying to serve.
There's a lot of other stuff I would love to talk to you about the metaverse, especially the Kodak Avatar, which I've gotten to experience a lot of different variations of recently that I'm really, really excited about.
I'm excited to talk about that too.
I'll have to wait a little bit because, well, I think there's a lot more to show off in that regard. But let me step back to AI.